What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning into another video. If you guys didn't see my recent Instagram post for the 1000 XXC Renegade, follow us on Odyssey_Off-Road on Instagram. You see all the precursors to what's coming on video. So this is my brother's 2022 Renegade 1000 XXC. So you guys have already seen the video probably if you follow the channel from my wife's 570 Renegade. This is the same frame, same chassis, same body, plastics, everything as the 570 and the 850. They all share the same chassis. The only thing different is obviously the motor. So they stuff a 1000cc engine into this. The Renegade 1000 engine is similar to the engine in the Canam Maverick 1000R, only the little slightly different internals. This produces about 91 horsepower. Took it out for the first time yesterday. My brother obviously driving this, and I was on my Raptor, and I drove it for 2-3 minutes just to try it out. Still breaking it in, but this thing rips super fast. Definitely a powerful machine, as everybody has already said about that motor. It produces a lot of torque, bottom end off the line. Really, it's got a lot of throttle response. Now these newer ones have an electronic drive-by-wire throttle. It's not a cable. So some people complain about that as far as throttle response, but there's different. It produces different drive modes. So it's actually a benefit in a way, because you have different drive modes. So I'll show you here on startup. So you see with it running, you have to switch up here for the drive modes. So right now it's in sport mode, and that's the most throttle response, most torque that you're going to get from it. Now if you want to tame it down a little bit, you can shut sport mode off. That'll be now you're going to be in normal mode. Okay, a lesser throttle you could put it into. You go left one more time on the switch, you put it in eco mode. Eco mode really tames down the throttle quite a bit. You're not going to get that jumpiness, instant throttle response when you hit the throttle. Good for when you're going over, really rough terrain, say in low gear, rocky sections, stuff like that. You don't want to be jumping on the throttle, and you want to kind of keep it tame. You put it in eco mode, it's great. Now, if you go over to the right again one more time, you'll see they'll say eco mode off. Now you're in just normal mode. So normal mode's good for every bit of riding. My brother drove it around most of the time yesterday in normal mode. So put it in sport mode, it just takes it up a notch. It's like another animal in sport mode. So some other benefits of the 1000, which you don't get on the 570. A lot of guys asked about the 570 if it has DPS, because the buttons are the same. So you'll see right there for the reverse override button, it also acts as your DPS switch. So that's your dynamic power steering. So you have 3 modes. If you press and hold it, you'll go to DPS medium, DPS maximum, DPS minimum. Okay, so that's just how much feedback you get. That's minimum power steering assist, and then likewise medium and maximum, you're just going to get more power steering assist. Okay, so you can hear it's fairly quiet for a 1000 motor. We're going to be solving that today. We're actually installing a Yoshimura exhaust on this, so we'll put out another video for that separately. Maybe some tips on how to install the Yoshimura exhaust, and before and after sound clips, so you can hear what it's like. So I will tell you, this machine is super powerful. If you're not an experienced rider, it's probably not a good machine for you. It's kind of similar to in the sport quad realm. You're not going to buy a Raptor 700 if you're an inexperienced rider. It's just too much power to try and control the bike, the ATV, while you're learning and controlling the machine. The machine's going to control you if you're not an experienced rider. So the XXC package comes with these shocks here. These are fully adjustable Fox shocks. So you have your rebound adjustments on the bottom, and you have your dual speed compression, high speed and low speed compression, very similar to what's on the Sport Quads, the YFZs and the Raptors, fully adjustable. On the front and the rear here, you have one single spring, okay, and then you'll see on the front you actually get a progressive rate spring. So it's tighter coils up front, up top I should say, and then you'll see as it expands down, that just gives you more of a it's kind of like a single spring that gives you a dual rate effect. As these compress, you're going to get different spring rate for the through the bottom coils. That's very common in like the Jeep world. They'll use a single dual rate spring. Very similar concept to that. So, and as you can see, it's a little dirty. Drove it yesterday for the first time. But other than all that stuff, I mean, the motor, you have the DPS, the tri-mode for the throttle, and the shocks. Everything else, the chassis is the same throughout the Renegade lineup. So you also get, too, on this machine is the bead locks. These are true bead locks, so you can air them down if you're gonna, be taken out into the sand or mud. You want to get a little more traction. You can air those down without worrying of popping a bead. If you're gonna be in rocky terrain, obviously, you want to keep them aired up to suggested about 7 psi to avoid pinch flats and stuff like that. But it's nice comes with the bead locks from the factory. They're nice wheels too. Canam always puts a nice set of wheels on their machines. So very nice set of wheels. And of course the whole shot ATR tires, which is standard throughout the Renegade lineup. So we're going to be doing an exhaust on this thing today, Yoshimura exhaust. So if you guys stay tuned to the channel, subscribe. We'll be putting out another video a little bit later on after this one about the exhaust install of Yoshimura. We'll do it before and after. These also come standard, this Renegade XXC, I forgot to mention, with the handguards. This model here, the tan and black, comes with the black handguards. My brother swapped them out. Just got the red ones just to add a little accent to kind of go with the XXC logo there. And but it comes standard with the black ones, okay? And this also, just like the 570, has the same color pattern. So the only difference is, you'll notice if you look at the video on the 570, the hood plastic is a gloss black, and this is kind of like a matte black with a little bit of almost a little bit of speckle in the paint, like a metal flake. But it's a matte material. It's like a matte gunmetal, matte black. And then the rear fender is the same. It's a matte finish. It's a little nicer of a color combination, and I like the hood being the matte like this. It doesn't scratch like the gloss black one does on the 570. So other than that, very similar unit. You got the same little tie down cleats back here with the pad. Suspension wise, he's got everything set to the middle settings in compression, high speed and low speed, and rebound. So after driving it yesterday, he said he felt like he could soften it up a little bit. It is a little stiff at those settings for some of the little choppy stuff. So we'll probably adjust that and see where we land as far as ride comfort goes. But as far as aggressive trail riding, I drove it at a pretty fast clip down a short stretch of trail yesterday. And if you hit like a washout or a G out, and suspension just soaks it up. It's really really nice that way. So the suspension on this thing is really nice, in my opinion. Some people complain it's a little bit stiff. I think it rides super comfortable. It's definitely stiffer than the 570, which doesn't come with the Fox suspension. It comes with a standard gas shock. That suspension is super soft. But when you're riding really aggressively, obviously, you don't have the adjustability with that. We may upgrade the 570 to a set of Fox shocks just to improve the handling on that one a little bit. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Channel. This is a quick walk around on this machine. There'll be more to come. We're going to do an exhaust install. We'll get a video out on that. If you guys are interested, hit the subscribe button, smash the like, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.